Overcast and cool at the MCG, but the weather is holding as we get ready for this big game. Once again, there'll be some big names on the sidelines for both teams. None bigger than Shane Crawford, who's all tuned in to have a look and a listen to the big game as the Hawks take on the Kangaroos. And Stephen Silvani joins us in commentary this afternoon. Sos, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anthony. And we saw Shane Crawford on screen there, but obviously it hasn't been a great week down at Glenferrie. The spotlight has been on Peter Schwab and the Hawthorn board. But today the spotlight's on this Hawthorn playing group, and it'll be very interesting to see what type of performance they dish up today against a Kangaroos outfit that is fighting for a top 8 position.
Well, Peter Everett indicated during the week that the players should have taken more responsibility rather than Peter Schwab for their poor form.
Well, it's fair enough call too. I mean, obviously the finger is always pointed at the coach when a season isn't going that well, and obviously a season that the Hawthorn Football Club has gone through, but the responsibility should really be put back onto the players. They're the ones who do perform each weekend.
All right, thanks for that. Let's get down to the boundary line and say good afternoon again to Andrew Marr.
Thank you very much, Anthony Hudson. The ground is damp, but in excellent order. The wind, as is always the case here, swirling all over the place. It's not often that you come to the footy and find a bloke who'd be happy to see one of his teammates do a hamstring, but I expect that's exactly the case today with Mark Fraser, the emergency umpire, of course, the former Collingwood player. You can see him now. He is the emergency umpire. So if one of the fieldies does a hammy or a calf or a foot or a pinky or something today, Fraser will get his first game and make history today here at the MCG. So something to look forward to.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. Good to see you got such sympathy for the other umpires that are out there. Currently it's 13 degrees, so relatively warm compared to the week we've had here in Melbourne, boys.
Yes, certainly is. But the game, certainly initially you'd think that the conditions will be slippery, so players will need to get the ball on quickly. And we saw in the graphic before the break about the Kangaroos how they're ranked 2 in long kicking this year. They'll certainly need to implement that style of play if they're going to be successful this afternoon.
And Nick Holland lining up at full forward for the Hawks. Big game for Nick.
Daniel Wells is starting in the square too for the Roos.
Hay has gone to Rocker.
And 2 of the best clearance players in the competition. That we see Hay and Rocker on screen, but 2 of the best clearance players in the competition in the middle in Harris and Mitchell in their respective sides. You see them there to the left of screen. As we wait for the bounce, it's the Kangaroos versus Hawthorn. And Everett with the tap, but you can see it was Harris that read the tap well. Crow full of confidence, but the Roos trying to push it forward. This is Graham. Latson may have the job on Wells. Goes for Harvey. Well worked, and quick kick, quick thinking from Harris to get the ball to boot. And the opening goal to the Kangaroos in 35 seconds flat.
Yes, and young Harris has been involved just in the first probably 10-15 seconds this game. That was his second possession. Great little give there, and a great kick by Daniel Harris, who is an improving player for the Kangaroos outfit.
Gee, what a start to the Kangaroos. Disappointing last week against the Blues. As Everett and Porter go out again. Everett comprehensively, well done by Simpson, was able to get in and deflected away from the intended target, Mitchell. And Porter picks himself up from the base of the pack.
And the Kangaroos are starting with 3 key forwards, Brown, Petrie and also Rocker.
Everett again. This time Porter did pretty well. Green pumps it forward. Simpson wobbles it towards half-forward. Petrie and Crode. Crode gets there first, controls it brilliantly. Well played, Trent Crode. Graham, gee, took too long. He should be penalised and is. Well, he wanted his left side and he's in trouble, Mark Graham.
It was just poor awareness by Graham. Not too sure what he was thinking.
It's just hard to work that out, but Lee Brown was right there and the bare tackle. Now he's got to pull it, he's got to come back because now the umpire down the ground.
It's a blood rule.
Lee Brown's got to come off, and
he had that broken arm, remember, too, Mark Graham.
They've got a bit of a problem with Nick Rees also, boys, who seems to have hurt his right ankle. The physio out to him right now.
Now there's Lee Brown. There's obviously been a clash of heads because both Graham and Brown, Andy, it looks like they've just clashed heads.
Yeah, that would appear to be the case, Chris O.
We just see the incident on screen here.
Oh,
Yeah, just a clash of heads.
So the free kick will come back now to Sinclair. It's essential Hawthorn just for the first 7 or 8 minutes, Steve, just try and stabilise things and not be down 3 or 4 goals, because that would be an absolute disaster for them.
Well, they need to make it a scrap early. Just hang in there.
Sinclair pumps it long, good position. Petrie! And he's got it in the pocket. He's called to play on and kicks their second. Well, what a start by the Kangaroos. Just 3 minutes 20 on the clock, and a fair bit of that time is wastage time because of the 2 players coming off in the blood
And really not a great start for the Hawks. Just have a look at the Hawthorn players, not concentrating there just to allow Petrie to run on. That's poor football. Poor football.
well, you wouldn't have thought the week could have got any worse for Peter Swab, but today certainly hasn't started well. Opening 2 goals within 3.5 minutes for the Kangaroos, as Porter and Everett face off again, and once again Everett got the tap, but the Roos had the chance to get it out of the middle. Green trying to do something about it. Some good tackling. Repairs continuing there.
Interesting to see that Dean Laidley is actually playing Brent Harvey out of a forward pocket.
Look at the dancing going on around the ball here. You can see wrestling everywhere, just one-on-one contests galore. They break from all that. There should be plenty of space if the ball can come clear. Ladson, Beaumont, now he's dived on that. And he's gone. And the umpire just paying the free for holding the ball. Graham also getting some work done still after that clash with Brown. David King, the recipient of the free kick, goes searching for Rocker. Now he's got Everett and Hay to contend with. And Hay using Clark, and now Everett. Barlow, he's got Lekas over the top. Crode is breaking on the wing too for the pass. So they've controlled it well here. Petrie in pursuit as Crode gives Thompson a chance. Archer didn't have any immediate short-term offers, so he went a little longer. Wells just controlled it beautifully. Such dexterity. He's great to watch too. He puts it on the bounce in front of Farino, who goes and gets them in towards Rocker. Hay, the big man Hale. Umpire let it all go on. Harvey did. He went on and on and on. And the Roos have got 3. And it's all too easy at the moment.
Well, it was, and it was a clever kick by Ren Harvey, but the effort by Hale as well. We saw some great play there by Daniel Wells, but Hale, for a tall man, was able to get boots a ball. And this was a little kick here. Did very well, and Harvey did the rest.
What a start by the Kangaroos. Look at Mark Graham off the ground. Contested possessions the Kangaroos' way. 11-3 early. Mitchell got it towards half-field. Well played Ladson. Got it off to Beaumont. Hurries the kick out wide. It was partly smothered. King. Now a chance for Cole, but what a wonderful year he's had. He was, I think, half looking for the boundary line, half looking for Harris, knowing he was under pressure.
He disguised it well.
Lee Brown bandaged and ready to come back on. Half forward for the Hawks. Need something here. Ball to the back. Chance for Green. Rees tried to slip the handball underneath. Didn't get it to its target. Loney. Shannon Grant scrambles a kick out of the congestion onto the wing. Petrie comes to meet it, and over for a boundary throw-in.
Here's the umpires for the afternoon, Davis, McBurney and Schmidt. As the ball comes back into play. Now, there might have been some holding there. Advantage will be paid. And Mitchell takes that advantage. Can he use it? Everett trying to push forward and disadvantage Porter. Test out his defensive skills, but he's the one with the support. Although Makepeace has got a bit of a problem here. He gets out of it with ease. Colbert and Wells managing not to crash into each other. Colbert waited until he had a man flying past. Gee, Grant's kick. Very ordinary. The umpire actually didn't pay the mark to Holland, whose booming kick goes inside 50. And Makepeace again in the road.
Well, they've been inside their forward 50 on 4 occasions, the Hawks, and it's the first time it's really stayed in there. So the throw-in is probably a bonus for them.
Again, so many numbers around the ball. Everett with the hands for Rito. Clark out to Hodge. Now there's a whistle. The advantage may have been paid. I think it's going to come back to Luke Hodge. Or even back even further perhaps to Tim Clark.
This is the flattest AFL crowd, boys, I think I've ever experienced in my life.
Good to pump it up early, Andrew.
Sorry, Hutto, but you've got to call it as you see it. It's 14,500 here at the bounce.
Well, Clark goes centrally, hoping for Beaumont to get on the end of it. Instead, the King fist was more effective. And once again, the Hawks penalised. Rees it was sitting on top.
Gee, they've been hot on that already this afternoon.
Archer for Sinclair. Trying to forge a path through the middle, perhaps. He's got Simpson at centre half forward, but he goes for Rocker instead, who's playing a long way away from the square. They've got a mismatch in height deep, and that's Hale on Barlow. He got away for a lead, but Rocker wasn't prepared to kick to him. He might have to eventually anyway. Still pretty much one-on-one. Everett gets back to help, but Hale's got the height, and he almost controlled it at ground level as well. Well done by Porter to Harris, and the 4th goal is on the board, and it's as easy as that. Four goals for the Kangaroos, and you just fear for this game at the moment.
Well, you do, really. And they just got the ball out far too easily. We see Mark Porter here, was able to get onto the ball. Just watch how easily he got the ball out. Harris standing there on his own. That is far too easy.
Daniel Harris has 2. And the Kangaroos been inside 55 times for 4 goals. Chance for ball, tries to crash through, can't. Everett now, dispossessed. Rees, Beaumont, scrappy little kick. Ladson almost. Beaumont follows up. Gee, it's scrambling. Now a chance for Loney. Handball missed the mark completely. Stevens kicks it into space. Petrie and Crow. Well done, Petrie. Knocks it on. Wasn't able to keep his feet though, and Crow can mop up for the Hawks. Needs to find a target. Put the ball eventually. Ooh, chip out wide was poor. Brilliantly done by Ferrito. And there'll be a boundary throw in as Lee Brown prepares to come back on. Involved in head clash with Mark Graham. Kangaroos dominating possession early doors. Beaumont takes it out. Ladson, Beaumont, little kick around the body, hard up against the line. Hodge marks, well done. Can Luke Hodge find a target inside attacking 50 and get a score on the board for Hawthorn? Not an understatement to say they desperately need it. Kicks towards Rees at the back. Archer, comfortable mark.
Oh, comfortable, that's the adjective, isn't it, at the moment for the Kangaroos? They lead by 4, Colbert and Archer, the captains of the back line. Went for King. Well played by Beaumont to get in front. Grant, though, effective work by the Roos. They're just shoveling it forward. And David King, he's within range. He is beyond the brink. High kick. And a wide kick. Harvey.
Free kick.
He's gone against Harvey. He just grabbed onto Green, looking for the free, so well umpired. Green's kick finds Barlow, who storms out of defence for the Hawks. Onto the wing. Well delivered. Hodge. Where to next? Oh, a very short option. It proves to be okay. And now Loney chimes in. But it's a pretty haphazard move forward.
Well, you just sense, don't you, that there's just no confidence out there with this Hawks lineup. They're struggling to find, Michael, any tall forwards that are presenting with any type of aggression.
Well, the problem also, Steve, is their kicking, their field kicking, is they're just not finding targets. Boundary throw-in. Hale reaches forward, gets it to Simpson, who handballs in hope, but found former captain Anthony Stevens. Makepeace. Now a chance for Mitchell. Little give to Clark, and he was tackled. The handball back towards Reese, but the boundary line too close as we look at the Hawthorn coaching box. Gavin Krasiska, Peter Schwab, and Donald McDonald at the back. Hale and Everett. Everett, shark by Simpson, who just got the claw from Everett, so he'll get the free kick around the throat. Half back. Petrie lead ignored. Now Wells. Colbert. He's run from half back. Now it's called play on. Harris, I think, gave it back to Colbert because I thought he took the marks. He kicks towards half forward. Well done by Harvey, keeps it in. Grant can't keep it in. Boundary throw in half forward for the Kangaroos, who are well and truly in control of this match.
Well, we just see the inside 50s. Hawthorn have been inside more times than the Kangaroos. But as you said, Michael, their kicking skills, and they've also failed to find their forward targets.
They have an equal share of possession. It's 35 possessions each, but amazingly, the Kangaroos just completely dominating when they get the ball. Party tricks attempted there by Simon Beaumont. Just ineffective little small possessions has been the way for the Hawks really so far.
Well, we just saw there, Anthony, just the double handing of the football. Sure, the conditions are slippery.
That's sensational.
Conditions are slippery, but you've got to be able to handle the ball with one touch.
Stevens playing the third man up role that time, a one that Daniel Wells has perfected in recent weeks. Nathan Loney just senses quite a few players out there for the Hawks, and they're playing for their futures in the next month or so. They probably have been already for the last month. Ladson able to escape, and the Hawks can get into the middle of the ground at least. Maybe some fluency here. Brown looking to lay it off. Hawthorn fans want it 50. A few shenanigans going on just off the ball. There's an open space for Ladson to run into at least. He might have thought about going all the way himself. In the end, Mitchell not known for his powerful kicking, but he sneaks that one just the wrong side of the post. And the Hawks, at least on the board, are one behind the Kangaroos, fourth straight 24.
Makepeace playing game number 100 this afternoon. Troy Makepeace. Target is Hale and Ferrito. Everett almost got first hands to it. Mitchell, well done by Lekas. Reese concedes ground back to Holland. Holland confronted by Ferrito, gets around him easily, chips into the pocket. Thompson's got to beat three of them, and did well to make a contest, but he's given away the free kick. Gee, set Thompson to task there. Stevens to Makepeace. Sinclair running for him across his defensive goal square. Kicks it long. Hale and Barlow at the back. Chance for Wells with wonderful acceleration. Just overruns the football. Barlow to Green put him in all sorts of trouble, going nowhere. And we get a bounce just the attacking side of the wing for the Kangaroos, who lead comfortably halfway through the opening quarter.
4 straight to 1 behind. Everett will continue to feed them the ball, but it's whether they can turn that into effective clearances. So far, it's 6-5 in favour of the Hawks. It is the one area where you know they're going to have the first chance at least, Steve.
Well, he's had an outstanding year, Spot Everett. Every chance he may be All-Australian, but yeah, he does palm the ball very well, as he did there.
Taloni, who puts it out on a plate in front of Nick Holland. Just takes it. Now looks up. He's got his man coming out of the square. Thompson in front. Good spoil from Watt. And Watt does the job. Takes it successfully to the line.
And these Hawthorn forwards have just got to have a focus of holding the ball inside their forward 50. The amount of times it has gone in there, they must try and hold it in there, at least put some type of pressure back onto the Kangaroos defenders.
Tackling well and truly in favour of the Kangaroos. Mitchell fighting hard. Ladson, now there's a free kick out of this. Which way will it go? To Mitchell. Controlled things in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Hawthorn, but just haven't been able to get any reward for their effort. Another opportunity, they'll go inside attacking 50, where it is crowded. Holland the target. Big fist coming from the Kangaroo defence. It's all the Roos at ground level makepeace, just waltzes away from full-back. Simpson too strong.
And that's what I was talking about. They must hold it in there.
And he's able to play on too easily. Shocking kick. Rocker comes to meet it. Well played, Sam Rocker. David King loves to run. Can he spot a target? And there's a free kick coming back now. That was paid by the umpire, not in immediate control of the play. It was paid by umpire Schmidt, who was some 60 metres off the ball, but it's coming back to Hawthorn. And it'll be paid to Angelo Lekis.
So it's Mark Williams still on the bench, given that they've got the ball inside 50, 11 times to 6. It is interesting.
It is.
And 50 metres, sorry, boys. I think against Adam Simpson for high on Nick Rees, but there's the umpire Schmidt talking to them. May well have been the reason for the 50-metre penalty.
Yeah, I think it was a Schmidt decision.
Leckers, Thompson in good position at the back. Oh, Graham's been paid the mark. He claimed it and dwelt long enough, I think, that the umpire thought, well, gee, he must have taken it. So Mark Graham, having been removed from the ground under the blood rule in the early minutes of the game, has come back, started in defence, now up forward, not wasting any time from 30 metres, comes in and pops it through for Hawthorn's first goal of the afternoon. So, the dubious mark paid to Mark Graham.
Well, it was.
He's able to finish.
That was, but good to see that he's come off the bench, got straight involved. This is the grab here. Well, I've seen him paid before. Maybe Thompson did get a hand to it, but Mark Graham taking the mark, but more importantly, kicking Hawthorn's first.
Peter Schwab happy that they've at least kicked a goal. Mark Graham paid this mark. It was a little questionable, but his first goal since round 3. Here's another look at it.
Good enough.
Well, the Hawks on the board anyway in a major way. The margin reduced to 17. They've had a lot of the footy in the last 10 minutes, Hawthorn. At last they've been able to get at least one goal out of it. But the Roos looking to return the favour. Rocker couldn't handle it. Wells always handles it pretty well. Didn't get the height. The other umpire did see it. The initial umpire who was closest didn't pick it up, but Justin Schmidt did.
That's the second time he's done that, umpire Schmidt.
And Daniel Wells has had a very good first quarter, coming up for his 6th disposal.
Oh, gee.
A little bit sloppy, though.
A little bit sloppy, but by the same token, very lucky to get the free kick.
So Daniel Wells, 9 goals, 5 for the year. He's played every game. And that one swings back beautifully. 5 for the Roos.
Yes, and Daniel Wells just keeps improving with every game he is playing. Had a pretty slow start to the season, Michael, but certainly finishing off the season with better form. And we just see the tackle there. I thought that was a little sloppy by Hay, but obviously Wells over the ball, got the free kick and kicks the goal.
Yes, a great finish. He's a real talent, Daniel Wells. No doubt about that. Matthew Ball taking a rest. Margin back to 23 points. Petrie now in the rut. Anthony Stevens. King. Done a couple of impressive things so far, David King. Wrapped up, another ball up. Kangaroo interchange bench going through emotions. Beaumont has tried very hard, Simon Beaumont. Mitchell at the base of the pack, as he so often is. David King just asking the question, another bounce.
Daniel Wells and Sam Mitchell leading the possessions on the ground, both with 6 touches each. 5 to Simon Beaumont and Tim Clark for the Hawks. Everett with another tap. Mitchell and Hodge fight amongst themselves. Barlow, they're into attack, the Hawks. At least it's an open forward line this time. Thompson, half a chance from there. They only needed half, and unfortunately, the result was a behind. Mark Williams still warming up.
Makepeace looking for Colbert. Got rid of Brown. Couldn't quite keep his feet. Brown did well to get back on top of the contest. Well done, Campbell Brown. And there's another holding the ball decision. I tell you what, the umpires are red hot on that particular interpretation this afternoon. And Campbell Brown with the free kick. Started up forward this afternoon. Flexible. Can be played in a number of different positions. Sloppy handball. Crow has to work for it. Well done, Petrie. Now Green. Long inside attacking 50 at the back. Everett almost. He got first hands to it. Sinclair. Hale. And now Jones clears the congestion and finds Colbert at half back.
Inside 50s, 14-7. And the Roos haven't had many opportunities, but when they have managed to get past about here, they've generally turned it into scoring chances. Not this time. Hayes done a good job on Rocker so far. And now Beaumont, they've got a man loose at half forward, but it was a matter of trying to hit Holland. And he does in the end. Just a bit more experience there, edging out Hale. Everett's back in the square, but you can go wider and shorter. Lekas, time to sum it all up and give it his best shot. And once again, the Hawks just falling short of the target. 139. They've had 11 more possessions and they've had 15 inside 50s to 8, yet they trail by 21.
Well, it was better build-up by the Hawks. Holland kick to Lekas there was a smart kick because the Kangaroos are pushing numbers back in defence.
Great kick coming in from Makepeace to find Wells, who had to stretch, but the kick was just absolutely perfect. Wells at half-back. Jones on the wing. Kangaroos always looking to play on. Round Everett easily. He has to kick on his non-preferred side, but does it brilliantly. Mark taken by Shane Harvey. Outside 50. He'll want to kick it to his brother, I'm sure. Brett leads, but that's ignored.
You're right.
It got him eventually. He had to make a couple of leads, but was there any doubt? So a chance for Brett Harvey. He's got to kick this from probably a 75-degree angle.
Can he kick it back to his brother?
Well, there's an option. He leads for him, Shane. Just decides to kick it long to the top of the goal square. Flies required and in front, standing his ground. That's a good, strong mark taken by Trent Crow.
I'm sure he got hit by Nick Holland then flying over the top.
Reese, now they've got a problem. Confronted by Shane Harvey. Dips his head though and coolly kicks it across the ground to Green. Stephen Green, good chase from Motlop. He finds Mitchell, good overlap provided by Hodge. Kick out in front of Thompson. This is better from Hawthorn. Nathan Thompson wants to get on with it quickly. Long to the goal square. Kane going back. Oh, great effort. Couldn't quite hold on. Ladson's got it. Chance for Everett. They've got the numbers. Everett. Banana around the corner, he's missed as well. And a few words from Big Spider.
And once again, a good build-up by the Hawks out of their defence. The little shepherd by Mitchell out of the middle there just allowed his teammate to get the ball inside their forward 50 nice and quickly.
So 20 points the difference. The Kangaroos not having it all their own way in general play. Hawthorn are playing tight one-on-one footy, so they haven't been able to just carry the ball down with a lot of ease. On this occasion, a big mark taken by Porter, and that's what they've needed to do to actually get the ball, but they've managed to do it 4 or 5 times and kick 4 or 5 goals. Porter goes for Rocker. Harvey flew. Rocker stayed down. Did everything but take the mark. Shane Harvey loves it. He had his arm pumping. His fist pumping already, and they've got 6. With hair like that, you want to have something going for you, boys, but that's a great bit of forward roving from Shane Harvey.
Well, it was. It looked like Severio Rocker was going to take the mark, but Harvey very cleanly just picked the ball up, put it on his boot, and he's an opportunist. I think you can go back to the Trent Croat attempt to mark. He probably should have sport the ball over Porter.
I don't know about the probably. Should have. So the Kangaroos making the most of their opportunities. Margin down to 26 points as we count down to quarter time. Graham, tackle coming from Jones, wraps him up. He had no prior opportunity there, so a bounce. Sam Mitchell, Mark Graham on screen. Everett again, sharp this time by Harris, support out wide. Motlop just turns Green inside. Motlop from 55, pumps it long to the goal square, across the face of goal, so it didn't really give the Harvey brothers much of an opportunity. Both Brent and Shane lurking in the goal square, so a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket.
Daniel Wells, 7 possessions. He and Sam Mitchell still sharing the most on the ground.
Rocker in front, gets it to the back, well played. Oh, off the ground, was that Motlop? Couldn't quite get and find the big opening, but gee, what a goal that would have been. So first behind of the afternoon to the Kangaroos.
It's a bit of a surprise it didn't go through, actually, isn't it, on the trend of the game so far? Must be heartbreaking for Peter Swab. They've been inside 55 more times than the Kangaroos. Yet the margin is 27. That's a terrific kick in. Oh, Crow made a meal of it. And Kangaroo free kick, holding the man. Advantage paid. Shannon Grant gets it over to Shane Harvey for his second. Maybe the more regulation drop punt may have been the better option. Let's have another look. That's what the free kick was paid for. And the umpire let Shannon Grant escape and play on. Lightning hands, and now Bateman's got it to Kane, and Will has he? Not quite. Archer's going to have a say in it. Only 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Pressure on Motlop, confronted by Hawthorn. Guernsey just strolls past, and then little pirouette. All to no avail in the end, but it was great to watch to end an intriguing opening quarter. Intriguing in that the Hawks had so much of the ball but could do nothing with it, Steve.
Well, that's right, Anthony. They did have their opportunities. They were able to get the ball inside their forward 50. Everett was great in the ruck, but it was the Kangaroos' usage that really did set their first quarter up with 6 goals. They made the most of their opportunities. They had their forwards firing. Daniel Harris kicking 2 goals, and really they've made it difficult for Hawthorn to come back in this second quarter. But surely Peter Schwab would be happy with the way the Hawks went about in that first quarter, but they need to put the score on the scoreboard.
Yes, they do, and at the moment it's not a great looking scoreboard. 1 goal 4 for the Hawks, 6 goals 2. I'll come back and have a look at that discussion that Brent Harvey was having with umpire Schmidt as well, but the Hawks struggling so far today. All right, looks like Mark Williams is going back to the bench again. he's their equal leading goal kicker on 27 goals. It's got to be a little bit of a surprise that he can't get a crack out there.
Yeah, we've often spoken about that, Anthony, and you've brought up the question quite a few times this year why he doesn't spend more game time or have more game time, but obviously there's a reason why. I don't know whether it's the Hawthorn setup, but he's a player that can kick goals, and that's exactly what the Hawks need at the moment.
He might have left his rifle behind. Everett wins it out, but taken immediately by Jones. Scrambling kick towards centre half forward. Ball leads in the race. Good pressure though from Petrie, and he'll be penalised here, Matthew Ball. He is. And as we said in the first quarter, it is red hot this afternoon. They're holding the ball. And unless players make a genuine attempt to try and force the ball from their grasp, they're going to be penalised. Kick towards Rocker. He couldn't quite take the mark. There's a Barlow paint at the back. He is. Had to beat 3 there, Severio Rocker.
Having said that, you should be able to take possession of the ball.
Exactly, Sauce.
No, I agree with that. I'm not disputing it. It's just interesting that it seems to be so different as Hawthorn muck it up disastrously and kick it straight to Daniel Wells. Well, Steve, it's pretty basic. If you're going to kick to a contest, you might as well kick to a contest 60 metres away rather than 20 metres away.
Well, no doubt.
Well, that's what Hawthorn are doing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Well,
so Daniel Wells now a chance from just 30 metres to kick the Kangaroos' 7th goal. And he does. His second. So, well, it took 35 seconds at the start of the game for the Kangaroos to register their goal. They're slipping a bit because that one took a minute 13.
Well, it did, but having said that, once again, it was their kicking skills early in the first quarter that let Hawthorn down. And once again, if you're going to do it on the last line, it's going to hurt you. And on that occasion, the Kangaroos hurt the Hawks on the scoreboard.
Daniel Wells has kicked his second goal. Not only is he the leading possession winner on the ground with 8, they've all been kicks. And 8 kicks for him. The nearest kick winner is Barlow with 5. So the Kangaroos have certainly got a young star in Daniel Wells, that's for sure. They lead now by 34. There he goes again with his 9th kick over to his mate Motlop. Does a little dance. Not sure how he got rid of it. The umpire is a throw. So it comes back to Chris Barlow. He kicks onto the wing. Oh, he made it awfully difficult for Campbell Brown. Plenty of loft on the ball, and Archer came in to try and clean up. And maybe a free there for holding the man or in the back. Either way, it's a Hawthorn ball. Umpire Justin Schmidt in there. Brown onto the wing. This is Beaumont. Plenty of space to work in for Barlow, who's normally a reasonable kick of the ball. Everett waited for the cavalry to arrive, dropped it, went to ground, and he's gone as well.
Steve, there's been a change in the interpretation of this rule because we haven't seen it paid like this before.
Don't say that, Michael. That never happens.
We'll have a look at that. Well, has he got a chance to get rid of it?
No.
I don't think he has.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. There's been a change.
Well, I think last Saturday afternoon, the game we did, St Kilda-Richmond, there was not one holding the ball decision played for the whole game. Anyway, we love them. We live in harmony with them. As Motlop strides along the wing and gets himself into trouble. Off the ground, Jones, hurried kick. And this time the Hawks' defence should be able to, through Mark Graham, provide some respite. Ladson uses his left boot. This is Barlow starting to find it across half back, teaming up with Nick Rees now. By hand. Hodge. Green. Joel Smith on the end of it. A promising build-up. Archer's got back to try and get in front of Holland, but he got there. Well done, Nick Holland. Now let's hope he can turn it into a goal.
Great effort, Nick Holland. He was sandwiched between 2 Kangaroos players. 2 pretty tough ones too in Lee Colbert and Glenn Archer. Did really well to hold on to this grab.
So Nick Holland, 8 games for the year, just 2 goals, 2. Had some good battles with Lee Colbert over the years, but Colbert's had some good games even when Nick Holland was in his All-Australian and career best form. That is not a great result. He must be fairly devoid of confidence.
Sinclair, now it's got to come back. He was able to get it to Michael Stevens, but
And it's
illegally.
Hale's ball.
Maybe even Shannon Watt.
Even Shannon.
He looks like he's coming of age as a player, Sauce. Shannon Watt.
Yes, obviously played a bit more football this year, and I think he's comfortable down there at the moment because he has two very good players in Lee Colbert and also Glenn Archer next to him.
Here they go again. Simpson to Wells to Archer. Chip out wide. Harris in space at half-back. Could have run a bit further, Harris, but elects to kick. Mark taken by Jones. Kick and a half from goal. High inside attacking 50. Rocker. Well done, Graham. Third man up. Read it brilliantly and takes a good mark. Switches play. Green. Now Reed's on the wing. As Hawks try and build dangerous kick inside, but it's okay. Crow. Ball. Well done, Matthew Ball. Just turned and kept going. Drills it low. Gee, that was poor. Straight to Porter.
Sure.
Kick out wide in front of Harvey. Graham in pursuit. And Harvey's got plenty of time just to assess his options. Short. Motlop finds him.
Well, once again, another skill error from the Hawks.
Motlop. Oh, Brown's in the goal square and marked comfortably. Now, that wasn't Jonathan Hayes' man. He's appealing to, because Hayes playing on Rocker, and I'm not sure where Lee Brown emerged from. Perhaps he just jumped out of the ground, but Hay was forced to go back and try and man him up.
Where did he come out of? Just out of the ground.
Well, I don't know. He came from nowhere. So from point blank range, Lee Brown pops through the Kangaroos 8.
Oh, just.
Never in doubt, and the Kangaroos extend their lead now, Steve, to 40 points as we watch it again. Jonathan Hay forced to cover Lee Brown.
Yeah, and if you go back to where that goal was set up, it was really set up by the poor kick by Ball, who couldn't hit his target. It was brought off the half-back line by the Kangaroos, and Brown got onto the end of it.
.40 points to margin. The Hawks seem to be able to even create a loose man, and they seem to be able to run with the ball, bring it out of defence, but it's when they get to somewhere between the centre and half-forward size, they're just falling down.
Well, they are.
Free kick, and it's a Hawthorn ball by the look of it, despite the dismay on Mark Porter's face. Peter Everett. Couple of leading forwards. One of them is Holland. Colbert's fist. Timely. Makepeace. Again, this one-on-one game the Hawks are playing has been effective at times, but when it hasn't, the Kangaroos have usually been able to convert. Much more labour-intensive build-up by the Hawks. Lots of short kicks and handballs. Not getting them a long way at the moment. Barlow. Hodges on the move. Thompson's in there as well. Hodge tried his best over the top. Look at Archer. He wants to give it to Wells. And he's got his mate Motlop on the wing. Just couldn't find him.
And Michael, once again, the ball goes into their forward 50. The Hawks, it comes straight back out.
Too easily. So a boundary throw in. Here's the Mitchell and Jones. Porter. Motlop, in fact, wins it down towards Wells. Clark's got him. Well done, Tim Clark. He's able to drag him down and force a boundary throw in. Daniel Wells leading possession winner on the ground with 13. Kicked a couple of goals. Started inside the centre square out in the opening bounce. Everett shrugs Porter aside. Mitchell. Beaumont. Now there's a free kick. It'll come back to Mitchell, who was dealt with after he got rid of the football.
And Andy, Mark Williams is warming up down there. Is he going to come on?
He's not really just standing still, Hutto, but I think he's preparing to get on the deck, absolutely.
Mitchell into the path of Loney, wants to handball Leckers now. He's got a real problem, needs to kick it quickly and does. High to the goal square. Holland and Hodge. Archer going back with courage. Hodge has got it. Can he get the handball out? He shrugs it clear. Now a chance for Clark. Brings it back to the top of the goal square. Well played, Tim Clark. Campbell Brown's marked just 25 metres from goal. Good vision, did the right thing, hard up against the boundary line. And then Campbell Brown now an easy opportunity from directly in front to kick Hawthorn's second goal.
He replaces Sam Mitchell, Hutto.
Five goals for the year, Campbell Brown. A couple of steps, pokes at it and misses. Didn't look comfortable in the approach, Steve.
Yes, didn't take too many steps, Michael, but well, it really does sap the confidence of your team. Makepeace
Going for a Sunday stroll on a Saturday. Better watch out. He just got his handball away. He had nowhere to go. Clearing kick wasn't particularly good because the Hawks have got numbers. Motlop does well to harass Joel Smith. No, he doesn't. He pushed him in the back. Smith using Everett as the Hawks have got them lining up across centre.
Oh, well done.
Courageous effort. Courage was required and courage was shown by Brown. Hodge will kick a goal, will he?
Well done, Campbell Brown.
Well, they all went to Campbell Brown, and you could see why.
Well, Hutto, he missed the goal just moments ago, but what he did do, he laid a tackle about 10 seconds before that effort to grab the ball. He fought hard, got it out to Hodge, and set the goal up. Well done, Campbell Brown.
Daniel Motlop, great piece of play from Campbell Brown, setting up Hawthorn's second goal. Margin back to 33 points. Just need to string a couple together, Hawthorn. Here they're not playing too badly in terms of general play. Just haven't been able to kick goals, which is what it's all about, obviously. So umpire McBurney. Everett again, slaps it forward. Harvey, almost. Harris, good tough stuff. But again, the pressure from Hawthorn is good. Smith emerges from the congestion. Kick inside, attacking 50. Hodge at the back. Sinclair did it brilliantly. Anthony Stevens. Lee Brown is all by himself at halfback. He's got plenty of time. Short option on the wing is Jones. Wants to go. Motlop. Drills it low. Oh. Great mark taken from Drew Petrie. Diving with arms at full stretch. Hale breaks for him. That's ignored. Petrie will kick it from just outside 50. It's a pretty good kick of the football. Kicked a couple of goals last week against the Blues. There's 14 for the season. He's played every game. Long kick is the distance, no problems, but obviously offline, so just behind to the Kangaroos.
Corey Jones has a rest. David King inserted back into the play. 8-3 plays 2-5. Stephen Green with the kicking in duties goes to Clark. Now wants to switch. He's committed to doing so. Going to need a fair bit of accuracy with his pass. It wasn't to be. Fumble from Rocker. Gave Ladson a chance now. Loney's got a problem, but just manages to get out of it. Or does he? Once again, the Hawks going nowhere fast until Spider Everett just barges through. He'd had enough. Got it going to Green. Through the middle, Loney. Gets it in quickly, but Archer put his body on the line, but the Hawks really starting to crash and make a bit of a difference in this game. Well played, Nathan Thompson. And again, Campbell Brown is the man in the thick of it.
Yes, and well done, Spider Everett. He was under enormous pressure at the other end, but put the bit between the teeth and took it all on. And great running by the Hawks. Good contest by Nick Holland.
It was a great contest by Nick Holland. He had 2 to beat again and brought it to ground and gave his smaller forwards the opportunity.
Well, I just wonder if the fortunes in this game are turning a bit. Campbell Brown kicks the goal. And it's 8-3. We've said it so many times, they've had enough of the ball to be a lot closer.
Yes, and we just saw the effort by Spider Everett and the great running by the Hawks.
Two goals apiece in this second term, despite the fact that Hawthorn lead possessions 49-34 and marks 20-12. Everett again. Clark got it to Reece or Beaumont. The handball was intended for Loney. Crode's got it at centre half back. He's been very good this afternoon, Trent Crode. Thumping kick. Brown doesn't get to him. Stevens drops back. Takes an uncontested mark. Motlop in space, just forward of the wing. And he sets something up here. Motlop from 60. Thumping kick towards the goals, but gee, it's offline. Perhaps from that distance may have been better advised to try and find the target. Maybe there was nothing on. They're behind only to the Kangaroos.
(52-23), and again Stephen Green to bring it back into play. Oh, Barlow didn't get to him. Joel Smith, and marks Michael Stevens. Simpson cleaning up. I think it was touched off the boot, and it's going to be a ball up. Shane Harvey thought he'd be awarded the mark. Anthony Stevens with the counselling. Just a little tickle on the fingers of Nick Rees. Play restarts and Harvey gets another chance into the square again to his brother, and he doesn't need much of a chance. Brad Harvey to swoop. That could have been a high tackle on Tim Clark. Could have been a lot of things, but it's going to be a bounce.
Hawks have kicked the last 2 goals of the match. They can ill afford the Kangaroos to get a cheap goal here. Paul McBurney throws it up. Everett tries to thump it towards the goals. Petrie can't get boot to ball. Graham works it towards the line, and eventually the Hawks defence are able to just to push it over. So 8-5 plays 3-5, even 5 goals. Green finds Rees, chips it out wide. Crode in space, overlap provided by Green. This is better from Hawthorn. Good running coming from Loney. Wants his left side, gets a Shepherd from Barlow. Wobbles the kick towards Hodge. Well done by Sinclair. Won't Hodge off the football, and then a clever little kick around the body. Gets to Archer just. Archer back inside the centre square. Michael Stevens. Sinclair. Well done by Ladson. Almost chopped it off. Makepeace is in real trouble, surrounded by 4 or 5 Hawks.
Giving away a free.
Gee. And 50 yards.
It's got to be 50 against Spider.
Well, just when Hawthorn were making some inroads, we've given away a certain goal now to the Kangaroos. And, well, I don't know. I didn't notice anything in the original incident, but Makepeace was able to earn the free kick, and now from directly in front, just 25 metres, chance to extend the Kangaroo lead out to 6 goals. Comes in, Makepeace, and pops it through. Kangaroos by 6. And Peter Everett, the man who gave the 50-metre penalty away as we look at the Hawthorn box.
Well, it's disappointing really for the Hawks because they were having a red-hot crack, and it's just the undisciplined act there of giving the 50 away. I'm not too sure who it was against or what it was for, but it just breaks down the fabric of the team, and they're just calling for leaders. And I just hope it wasn't Peter Everett who gave it away.
Well, this is what the 50 was paid for. Williams gave it over to Everett, and then the umpires pretty much, so it looks like it's gone to...
it wasn't against Everett because he was pointing somewhere else.
Apologies, Spider.
Okay, out of the middle. Ferrito, but Mitchell finds a way with a fair bit of will there to get it to centre half forward. Archer just loves being in the thick of that, but well moved on by Thompson. No, the umpire says it was a throw. So plenty of free kick action this afternoon. Well played by Shannon Grant. All on his own on the wing was Drew Petrie. Gets it into the rampaging Rocker. He was going too fast for his own good. Here's Shane Harvey. Terrific handball into the open spaces. Brown, oh, he found a way. What a goal. It's a heartbreaking game. And the Hawks have copped their share of heartbreak this year.
Well, it is heartbreaking. And the opportunities that the Kangaroos have got, they've made the most of them, and they've just created them out of nothing, like this one here. Great effort by Brown. Clever thinking. Had he picked the ball up, he would have been collared, so he decides to kick it off the ground. Clever play.
4 more times they've been inside 50, and they've had 15 more possessions, the Hawks. They trail by 7 goals.
And Mark Williams has had his 5 minutes on the ground, Hutto. He's back off.
Thompson now in the ruck against Petrie. Ferrito gives it to Simpson, who kicks it inside, attacking 50 just. Motlop overruns it, got a bad bounce. Crowd scrambles it towards centre half forward, but the only player there, Makepeace, who bangs it straight back inside, attacking 50. Graham goes back. Marks comfortably. Switches play. Clark. Good running from Hay. Now he uses Bateman. This is better from the Hawks. Loose player on the wing is Thompson, and the Bateman kick is okay. Gets to its toe. Shocking kick from Thompson, intercepted by his opponent Petrie, who's got Harvey loose at half forward. Just basic skill errors, letting the Hawks down. Grant can't take the mark. Harvey, Shane, snap it, goal across the face. Hay going back with some courage, and has taken the relieving mark.
Got plenty of options. 20 or 30 metres on. You can see them there. Thompson dishes to Barlow. So they've been carrying the ball pretty well out of defence, the Hawks. Lots of handball and short kicks. They've just broken down from pretty much about here onwards. Mitchell goes to Holland, who's got away this time from Lee Colbert. And he's going to give Spider every opportunity to take a grab. What there with him? And what prevails? Colbert will switch. Oh, and got some treatment too. Advantage paid. Jones a little underground kick. This is Hale. Little dappy stuff across half back. Makepeace breaks through the middle. Not a lot to go to, except Rocker. On the half volley, Harvey will have a crack, and it's not a bad crack. Oh, that was just like his brother. Shane Harvey is enjoying his moment in the sun as the Kangaroos get their 11th goal on the board, 11-5 to 3-5.
And once again, the transition at play by the Kangaroos. They've been able to run it out of the Hawthorn forward line. But what a great kick by Shane Harvey. Great goal.
And that's a big pack Sinclair Copped it high from Everett. He's okay. Number one ranked player on the ground is Jess Sinclair. 2 marks, 9 possessions.
5 tackles.
Porter on the ground in place of Rocker. Shark by Rees. Now Smith wobbles it towards half forward. Didn't give Holland much of a chance, and the numbers win out again. Makepeace gives Colbert a hand. It's on behind play. Holland and Colbert. Kick comes towards the wing. Now with Simpson. Crow, one of Hawthorn's best. Kane gets it to Mitchell. Just. Players ahead of the ball. Hodge couldn't control it initially. Now he can from 50. He goes bang and misses. Luke Hodge, 1 goal, 1 this afternoon.
Be interesting to see if they can keep this up, the Hawks, in terms of the effort they're putting in, Steve, because they're certainly not getting the return for effort.
Well, they're not. And been a lot of their youngsters too. I thought Hodge has got a bit of fire in their forward line. Campbell Brown the other. They've just got to convert their opportunities.
Lovely ball movement this time by the Kangaroos. Simpson to King. Jones pushes back to the square. That's where it heads. Motlop at the foot of the pack, and Shane Harvey again. It's been a bright spark for them down there, hasn't he? He's kicked a couple of goals.
Yeah, he's looked dangerous.
So it's 7 possessions. There's Mark Williams. He hasn't had a chance, really, just 5 minutes or so. Helped give away 50, and he's back off again. 71 plays 24. Hale down to Simpson. Captain, with his 11th possession of the afternoon, brings up another behind. The Kangaroos 11-6, Hawthorn 3-6. Luke Hodge touted as the future captain of the Hawks. 9 possessions and 1 goal, 1. 2.5 minutes remaining in this first half from the MCG, and it's the Hawks going out of defence. They're 3-6, the Kangaroos 11-6.
Mitchell got it to Loney. Now Rees kicked towards Ladson. Didn't give him much of a chance, and Hawks lucky to get a free kick there. Bateman on the ground. It's got to come back. Umpire Schmidt calls for it. So Ladson has it inside the centre square. Holland breaks for him. That's the direction the kick takes. Holland in front of Colbert. He was dragged down. Surely no free kick. Grant. Hawthorn fans don't like it. Now Archer. Chips out wide. There's a couple of roos. Simpson now to Wells. And it's on behind play again.
Lee Brown and Nick Holland, boys.
He's been busy, Nick Holland. Michael Stevens has been called to play on. Chips it towards centre half forward. Hale in front. The fist from Hay. Well done by Clark working back. He was pushed in the back.
Oh, Colbert's hurt here too, boys. He's coming off, limping. Seems to be favouring a left leg of perhaps another hamstring. This couldn't be another one for him.
I think he may have hurt his knee.
Oh, that's even worse if that's the case. He was in that tangle with Nick Holland. He doesn't look well.
And that's a look at what happened. Bounce. Well done by Simpson. Gives it to Shane Harvey. He bends it back. Not quite enough. Kicking for his 3rd. And a behind only.
We were here a few weeks ago seeing James Hurd get hurt again. This bloke's right up in the Hurd class in terms of finding ways to get injured and the severity. Let's hope it's not too bad.
And he's had, I reckon, his best season of AFL footy overall, Andrew.
Oh, he's been in ripping nick, Hutto. Some are touting him as an All-Australian centre half back. So good's his form been.
And that's when it happened. Joel Smith, a minute to go. Can the Hawks get one late? They've got an opportunity here, but sits okay for Nathan Thompson. You can see the hesitancy and then the turnover. And that is just an all too familiar sight this afternoon for the Hawks. Great to watch this young man go to work. Daniel Wells, his 14th possession is a good one to half forward. Courage shown by Jones at the spill of the ball. Motlop. And Barlow kicks it out on the full. Jones with 24 seconds to go. He'll look up and see there's 29.5 minutes on the board. So you'll know there won't be too much longer to go. I wonder if he'll fancy his chances to try and squeeze one through from there, or just set it up. Everett almost uncontested in the end. And nothing to go to for Spider Everett. He might have to go to the boundary line here. Oh, he left it behind. He put it down. Harris swoops. And still has a chance for Harvey. Grant just to really sting the Hawks. Just to rub it in right on the halftime siren. The pain and anguish continues for the Hawthorn coaching staff and the Hawthorn players, and even Spider Everett can see the lighter side if there is one in it. Half-time, the Kangaroos 12-7-79. The Hawthorn Hawks 3-6-24. All right, second half from the MCG. And Rees gets the Hawks going. This is Ferrito for the Kangaroos. Getting some good run out of defence from King. And now Makepeace. Sharp lead. Honoured by Motlop. And Rocker's got away, but this time just too much carry on it. Hay to try and mop up. Good support from Clark. They're going nowhere fast again. Crode forced to kick long to the wing. Beaumont. The spoil from Makepeace. Motlop back from Ferrito. Just adjusts this kick. Harvey on the lead. Just ducked the head. Smith was there. Well played though by Harvey to harass. And eventually Michael Stevens emerges from the mire. Off his back foot, he's got Shane Harvey getting away again. And he's really thriving out there with his opportunity in the seniors this afternoon. And once again, Shane Harvey to line up.
Yeah, he did really well there, Shane Harvey. He was in a contest early on, but one thing he didn't stop doing was moving. He just kept running, and eventually he was able to find some space, and Stevens was able to get the ball to him.
So Harvey has kicked 2 goals too for the afternoon. Created some chances, taken some of them, and that's a great looking kick. And he's interacting already.
Well, that one took 1 minute 37, Steve. The first quarter, the Kangaroos kicked a goal within 35 seconds. Second quarter, 1 minute 35, and now 1 minute 37. They're pretty good.
It's basically just saying, Chriso, they're very good starters at the start of each quarter.
Shane Harvey has equalled his career best. 3 goals this afternoon, and twice kicked 3 goals in his playing days for the Bombers.
Look at Tim Clark. He's got his shorts on backwards.
Could that be the problem, Hutto, do you think? Could it be that simple for the Hawks?
What, wearing their shorts backwards?
Absolutely.
From the bounce taken by Motlop. Under pressure, he gets it out towards his captain. Got a bad bounce. He's did well to tackle Loney, though. And we'll get another ball up.
I mean, after all, don't you have to have your shorts on the right way if you want any hope of playing your best football? Chriso, Sauce?
I can hear a voice again coming from the boundary somewhere, but...
Porter knocks it just inside attacking 50. Loney did well to get boot the ball, but only as far as Wells. It was fantastic in the first half.
Oh, look at Corey Jones is on his own inside 50 if they can get it to him.
Sinclair's got it. 60 from goal, drills it to Jones, drills a porky from Sinclair. Harvey is loose in the pocket, didn't need him. Sinclair going and kicks it to the goal square. The Kangaroos still a chance here. Rocker paddles to Harvey. Can he snap it around the body? He can! Great stuff, Shane Harvey. He's kicked 4. And he has been a live wire. And the celebration matched the goal. Something we saw his brother Brent toned down his celebration activities earlier on in the year, but this was a brilliant goal, Steve.
It was, and well done, Sam Rocker, just to paddle the ball out and also apply the block. Clever kick over the top, Shane Harvey.
What do you think about this?
Good game.
What do you think about the celebration like that from a man who's hasn't really been at the top
There's a
level?
good saying. Well, there's a good saying though. That the guy that usually kicks a goal and he just goes back to his position, you tend to let everyone know you've done it before, and it's just routine. Someone who goes and hits and does that, well, it doesn't happen too often. So I'm not a fan of it.
No, I didn't think you would be. 91 to 24. I can't remember you doing it too many times. Mind you, you didn't. You're
Didn't
in
have the
defence
opportunity.
a fair bit. Holland goes to ground. He's going to have to get rid of it. Oh, Sinclair appeared to be holding on to it. Lekis, the umpire, let it all go. And the Roos again trying to. Oh, that's a throw. Surely that's a throw. Well, maybe no. Well, of course, they don't change their interpretations. There's the kick from Kane up to full forward. And that man, Daniel Wells, the ubiquitous Daniel Wells, takes it and heads for the hills. And Motlop marks and goes for Harvey again. He just couldn't hang on to this one. Graham, hemmed in by the Harveys.
I'll tell you who won't be happy about Shane Harvey, Hutto, are some people at Essendon who were frustrated by his lack of output there. They'll be seeing this and wondering why he couldn't produce it when he was at Windy Hill.
Well, he's taken until this time of the year, I guess, to really get his chance. So he's taken a while, but he's certainly making the most of it this afternoon. Now, Wells again. It's just a pleasure to watch him play. Brings it in. Oh, well done by Everett. Porter had prime position. Quickly lassoed in, though. That was a little reckless, I think, by Farito, or was it Porter? Free kick paid against him, an advantage taken by Lekis. Suddenly, wrong way, go back. Has to get it over to Green. Still the chances there. Bold play by Stephen Green, but unfortunately, as has been the case so often today, the Hawks have let themselves down with their kicking.
Well, it was. I mean, just the effort not even to kick through that ball. He just poked at it, didn't even make the distance.
Farito onto the wing. Kick had too much on it for Jones, but he did very well to get back. Now, he'll be penalised here, Corey Jones. No, he was able to get it out just in time. Wells, best on the ground. Chips for Rocker. Got a hand to it. Now a chance for Clark. Just a little toe poke over the boundary line. So a boundary throwing inside, attacking 50 for the Kangaroos.
It's an interesting matchup on Shane Harvey, actually, isn't it, in the goal square? Mark Graham is obviously much taller than him. He has played on smaller players before, but Harvey's got 4 at the moment.
Everett gets it down. Chance for Simpson. Little kick out of the pack. Rocker. Good tackle on Loney. Play on's the call. Harris. Well done, Hay. Did he have too long? Umpire McBurney, no.
There's clearly been a change of interpretation at half-time, boys.
Back to where we were, Andy.
Exactly, Chris O.
There's the marks. After Hawthorn dominated the first half, Kangaroos 9-zip in this third quarter. Chance here, the Kangaroos. Inside there, forward 50. Rocker, little paddle down. Motlop, snap around the body. It's across the face. Harvey, look out. Can't get there. Boundary throw in.
He's had 11 possessions for the day as we check in on the Kangaroos bench. Lee Colbert, of course, out of action, as Andrew told us, with a hamstring for the rest of the day. But it is great for the Kangaroos to see the next generation up there on top of the possessions. Wells with 19 and Motlop with 12. Williams, maybe he'll get another chance now. He's on the bench still for the Hawks. Has been there for almost all the afternoon. Rocker trying to farm it down. Barlow. Mitchell. Grip of life from Big Drew Petrie. 14-7, plays 3-6. Everett. It's got absolutely nowhere to move here, the Hawks. The Kangaroos have come out with a high degree of intensity in this second half.
Well, exactly that, Anthony. You could just see they can smell a big victory. They're already 10 goals up, but you can just sense that they could have a 100-point win here if they maintain their intensity.
Which could all be pretty important come the end of the year, of course, with percentages and so forth. At the moment, going into today, the Kangaroos' percentage was 108, so it's a pretty healthy percentage line at the moment. Free kick paid there at the ruck contest. Goes to Everett, who delivered nicely for Holland, and now Mitchell escaping the clutches of Brown, getting it onto the wing. Beaumont, again, the tackling of the Kangaroos, an absolute highlight, a throw. Advantage was going to be paid. It can't be now, surely. Well, Ferrito misses the target, but Stevens has got an eternity to pick it up. Porter in slow motion goes for Rocker. Well done by Clark. High tackle or mark.
Clark. That's what's ahead of him. Goes backwards to Loney. Kick looking for Everett. Well done. Marks at half-back for the Hawks. Issuing instructions, but gee, not much being presented to him.
There is not one Hawthorn play inside their forward 50 at the moment.
Kicks to centre half-back, Graham. But it's all stop-start. Now here's a chance for some flow as Hay runs from full-back. Good kick from Graham. Links it up with Green. Little chip out wide. Holland marks. Slow down. Overlap from Bateman. Can he outrun Lee Brown? He can. From the boundary line. Long to the top of the square. It's all the Kangaroos. Simpson easily. Motlop. And they run it out in numbers, the Kangaroos. You can keep going, Daniel Motlop. Still he goes. Pumps it long. Rocker's made good ground. Here's a battle. Everett and Rocker. Well done by Everett. Uses Hay. Handball inside to Green. Centre half back. Just chips inside the centre square. Smith. Now to Bateman again. Forced to give it back to Smith. Handball missed the mark. Oh, brilliantly done. Michael Stevens with some dash. Now he's got no one to kick to. There's no one inside the Kangaroos forward half. Well done by Big Everett. Beautifully done. Advantage paid.
Oh, well
Clark
done.
waited a long time. And again another turnover. This time Brent Harvey. Rocker. Chips it into the path of Petrie. They can share it. There's Motlop there as well. No pressure at all from Hawthorn. Petrie runs in, kicks it short. Hale. That is like a training exercise late on a Thursday afternoon. Great tackle coming from Spider Everett, but his team just couldn't take advantage.
There were a couple of great tackles, that one by Motlop as well. And clever play, I think it was by Rocker, who just had to hold the ball up and wait for the Kangaroo players to run inside their forward 50.
David Hale kicked 5 for Port and Melbourne last week. And what's he done here? Missed.
Really sprayed it there, Hale. So Green gets the chance to go down the middle. Now Smith up to half forward. A couple of good targets for him to use. One of them is Nick Holland. Again, the Hawks just overdoing the build-up. Loney set sail for full forward. Thompson, was he infringed upon? No, as King takes it somewhat deliberately over the boundary line, but effectively. Yeah, it's been a long time, as you can see, since the Hawks last managed to kick a major. Just 3 for the whole afternoon. Everett promising palm to the top of the square. Can Thompson get ball to boot? It would have been the ugliest looking goal you've ever seen. It wasn't, as it turned out. And Simpson's kick is effective. Oh, Holland late on the scene. He's certainly letting him know he's around today, isn't he, Nick Holland?
He's tried very hard. 7 marks, 9 possessions.
Round to Sinclair. This is encouraging form for the Roos too, that Sinclair's finding touch, because he's had a late start to the year with the suspension he was serving from the end of last year, and it's taken a while for him to get back to his best. A bit of holding on, and it's going to come back to Petrie, the umpire deciding that he wouldn't let him play on. He's the man that the Kangaroos really need to be firing come the end of the year, Drew Petrie, if there to be a chance. He's had 4 marks, 7 possessions, just the 1 goal, 1 for the afternoon.
Yeah, Trent Craig's done a pretty good job on him, and it's been a really good duel.
Oh, good grab from Hale. He's the future for the Kangaroos. Let's see how his left foot is.
Downfield.
Advantage should be paid. It is. Shannon Grant to take it. Harvey at the top. Rocker. Oh, good body work from Rocker, but great attack on the footy from Bateman. Got a bit of a shove. Oh, Harris farming it out. Grant, lightning hands. Rocker tried to bring it back. Fantastic smother. Motlop kept it alive, but not for long enough. Well done, John Hay. Great effort.
Yeah, he's done a good job today, Jonathan Hay. Been under a fair bit of pressure down in that Hawthorn back line, doing the job on Severio Rocker.
Peter Everett coming off after infringing. Rocker brilliantly to the back. Wells couldn't quite control it. Simpson knocks it on. Good tackle on him by Loney. Leckers. Green, is he taken high? Yes. It's amazing how the players adapt, Steve, because whenever a player's caught over the ball now, they're knocking it out as quickly as they possibly can because of the free kicks that were paid early. Beaumont chips it around the corner. Smith plays on immediately. That's what he has to do. Holland in front of Brown. Mark number 8 for Nick Holland. Coming in for possession, number 10. And here's a long kick of the football. This is not beyond him. It'll need to be a superb kick from there. He loads up. What a sensational performance from Nick Holland. Goal to the Hawks. So it's been a while coming, but the Hawks finally have goal number 4.
Yes, and a well-deserved goal to Nick Holland. He's worked very hard today. That was his 8th mark. Lovely kick. And a play that I guess the last 6 weeks, we said early on in the commentary, Michael, that he is playing for his future.
Nick Holland kicks a goal. The margin 62 points. Peter Everett still sitting down. Just trying to calm him down, I guess. Make sure he doesn't do anything silly. And Peter Swab. Not much he can do about it now. Thompson in the ruck. Simpson's handball, not a real release of the ball. Mitchell. Bateman trying to get some give and go. Crow. Ooh. Fairly well-placed kick out to the wing, depending on where it bounces. Again, good attack on the ball from the Hawks. Sinclair. He's gone.
Gee, and Jess Sinclair, absolutely savage on umpire McBurney. Oh, gee, he had not much chance there.
Up to full forward. Here's a chance. Hodge. Did he cop one high? No, he didn't. It's a ball up.
It's just fundamentally wrong, Chris. So we're almost encouraging our players not to take possession of the ball by paying those.
I'm with you there. Like you've got to reward the bloke trying to win the football.
Now let's see if the Hawks can win it here close to goal. Wells. Great skills. Simpson along the line. Jones just trying to gain some territory, and they did that effectively. Corey Jones, 10 possessions. Look at that, possessions per goal. can be a little misleading when the scores are low, but over 2.5 quarters of footy, that just about sums it up today. Wells again in amongst it. And well played. How often does Wells kick to Motlop? You've got a great understanding, and they are the future of the Kangaroos. And there they are again, combining as if on cue. Thanks, Dennis. As the ball goes to the boundary line, and we'll see a throw in.
Peter Schwab. Kangaroos on their half-forward line. Thompson. Clark, who's tried very hard today. Bateman. Now ball off a step. Was able to gain 40 metres. Good effort by Kane. Not paid the mark. King at close quarters to Sinclair. Rode the bump brilliantly. Off to Wells. Now David King from 60. He drills it into the pocket. Petrie. Well played, the Kangaroos. They combined superbly across half forward. And Petrie had drifted down inside their attacking 50 into the pocket. And no one had followed him down. He's just seen him in the background there screaming his lungs out. And David King honoured the scream. And he'll kick from 25 metres on a 45-degree angle to put the Kangaroos further in front. Couple of steps, he pops it through. Margin 68 points. So Drew Petrie kicks his second goal of the afternoon, and the Kangaroos, they combined very well here, Steve.
Well, they did. Sinclair was a player that got the ball out over to Wells and onto King. Just really good ball usage, great support. They had numbers. King was the man that got free and he was able to pinpoint to Petrie.
Nathan Thompson goes against Hale and uses his strength there. Thompson down in the path of Mitchell, but Wells applying the tackle this time for Rito. It's interesting, you look at the Hawthorn possession, Stephen, looking ahead to the future. Clark and Green on top, both small-bodied players, 18 possessions and 16 respectively. Just interesting to see what their futures are at Hawthorn and whether they're part of the long-term plans. They're certainly having a crack, aren't they, after spending a lot of time in the reserves or the VFL earlier in the year. Mark taken by Jones. We'll come back to that. Rocker makes his lead. Jones just adjusts because Motlop's got away in the pocket.
Another possession to Daniel Wells in that passage. He's now up to 23 possessions. Still not at three-quarter time.
Here's Motlop. He's kicked goals in 12 out of 16 games so far this year. You can make it 13 after that one. 26 goals in all for the year for Daniel Motlop, and he's pretty happy about it.
Yes, and getting plenty of the ball too. As you said, 15 possessions to Daniel Motlop, a play the Kangaroos are depending on leading into the final series. A very talented player, great kick.
Daniel Motlop on the board. Now margin out to 74 points. Everett back on the ground. Sharked by Jones. Here's Wells again. Possession number 24. There's another one. Stevens coming back to him. Chips towards Rocker and Hay. Rocker, was he held? No. Motlop hard up against the line. Couldn't keep it in. And get a boundary throw in. Kangaroos only just in front on inside 50s, 39 to 36. Gives you an idea about how inefficient Hawthorn have been. inside their attacking 50. Boundaries throw in. Everett again, now Grant, the back. Michael Stevens done some good things. Wells is another touch, 26 possessions. Sets it up to the top of the goal square. Motlop a big leap high at the back. Couldn't control it. Petrie was pushed in the back. No free kick, and he'll be penalised as well. He had absolutely no chance to get rid of that, Drew Petrie. And he's savage as well.
This is a joke.
I hope the clubs, I'll tell you what, Steve, I hope the clubs have been advised of this during the week, because if they haven't, this is just not good enough.
Why go for the football?
Let's get to Andy Marr.
Yeah, Hutto, one that slipped by me at half-time. Rick Ladson spent the entire third quarter on the bench with his right foot in a cast, so it's either a right foot or ankle at this stage. He's in his tracksuit, obviously won't be coming back on. I'll try and get an update at three-quarter time and let you know exactly what that problem is.
Players getting frustrated out there. We see 50-metre penalty paid as Steve McBurney tries to cool Drew Petrie down and give him the explanation. That's what the 50 was for. The ball dislodged. Settle down, boys. Sauce is ready to jump out of the box, I think, and get out there as Lekis kicks the goal for the Hawks. So 5-6 for the Hawks and 16-8 for the Roos.
So Hawthorn putting some respectability. Well, hardly really. 5 goals. It's been a sorry, sad afternoon for the Hawks. So umpire McBurney to restart play. Some injured Hawks sitting in the stands watching on. It's been a very ordinary afternoon. Everett again, who's tried hard. So is this man. Mitchell got it out very quickly. Hot potato in there. Diving on top of... Oh, look out. He'll be penalised. No. That was Luke Hodge. Eventually we get a ball up.
.26 possessions for Daniel Wells. His previous best was 22 against Essendon. It's just fantastic to see him getting so much of the ball. He's so dangerous when he does.
Jones. Grant. Wells is out by himself, looking to get on the end of it again. Green this time. Chips it out wide into space. Rees overruns it. Here's Wells. There's another possession.
Oh.
Well, there will be because he was taken high and get the free kick. Just a little slow to get to his feet, Daniel Wells. I'm sure there's no problem.
Sam Mitchell, mate. Sorry, boys. Sam Mitchell made him earn this one.
Certainly did. King drills it low. Rocker. Now, Rocker's just taken the 2 marks. Steve will come in for possession number 6, but I reckon Hayes done a good job, but at least Severio's presented all afternoon. He's given them a target and allowed the small forwards to be constructive.
Well, he hasn't dropped his bundle, has he? He hasn't had too many possessions, as you said, but he has created space behind him for his other forwards, but just needs to keep working at the game. But as you said, Hayes done a really good job on him.
31 goals from his 9 games this year, just the one last week though. As he comes in, what a beautiful kick. Rocker kicks his first, goal number 668 in what's been a wonderful career. And the Kangaroos extend their lead back to 74 points.
Yes, and this was a free kick against Daniel Wells. His direct opponent at the moment is Stephen Green, another youngster for the Hawks. But here we just see Severio Rocker on the lead. Very hard to stop when he's in full flight. Such a big man, and we know he's a lovely kick for goal.
So a job well done for Dean Laidley so far this afternoon. Still a quarter to go, of course, after this. Mitchell just couldn't get hands on it this time. Stevens getting them forward. Just a gentle shove, but not too gentle, said the umpire. May have been umpire Schmidt again in there.
I'd like to see that again.
It was certainly a 50-50 one. The hands were out, but Petrie just...
50% they paid them, 50% they don't.
I don't reckon he used a hand. I reckon he used his forearm.
Yeah, well, certainly Petrie was moving forward at a...
You can jump in a guy's back when he's lying on the ground.
Yeah, the fullbacks union out in force. Oh, that was well over the line. I'm sure it's going to be paid a behind, isn't it? Yes, it is. But it's a good opportunity in this last quarter for the... We have another look at that decision. For the Kangaroos players, for any of those that have been struggling a bit to really find the footy, Steve, and try and get back to form.
Graham to Crode on the wing towards half forward, coming back courageously. That's a great mark taken by Kane. Ben Kane, just his 7th game of the year. Flips it long towards full foot. Big pack of players. Brown and Petrie share it. Take your pick. And loose players everywhere as the siren sounds for 3/4 time. And the margin with 1 quarter to go is out to 75 points. And the Kangaroos, much to their credit, Steve, have been able to maintain the momentum.
Well, you just sensed it right from the first bounce. They kicked the first goal in the quarter and they're just playing with full confidence, but their intensity's there. They're winning the ball out of the middle, which certainly does help, but they've also got the forward. Shane Harvey kicking a couple of goals in that quarter, a couple of outstanding goals, but Daniel Wells playing some very good football, really setting the game up along with their skipper in Adam Simpson.
And just depending on other results, it really could be a big win for the Kangaroos in terms of their position in the 8. So Dean Laidley's happy. They're 17-9, 111. The Hawks 5-6-36. They've made some very disappointing mistakes today.
Some thoughts in my head that were making me feel high. On my head was a hoodie.
Last term from the MCG.
Hale has a chance, gets the handball out quickly. Umpire McBurney calls for a secondary bounce. Daniel Wells has been the star. 27 possessions, 6 marks and 2 goals, playing in the midfield inside the centre square this afternoon. It's been exciting to watch him play. Beaumont slips the handball through the congestion to Ball. Pokes it out wide. Smith hurriedly to no one. Motlop, little fumble. Frito backs him up. Wells has another possession. 28 he's got now. Wobbles it towards half forward. Harris in space. Bides himself some time. Now confronted by Smith. Kick inside, looking for a rocker at the back. Hay tried to mark and ended up in the lap of Graham. Shane Harvey was lurking and thought for a moment the attempted Hay mark may have spilled into the arms of Harvey and he was away, but Hawthorn able to hold it in. Everett doing battle. Simpson slips it. Shane Harvey's kick 4, dribbles it. Goal just misses to the near side. His tally this afternoon, 4 goals, 3. So 7 shots at goal for Shane Harvey. Been very productive.
He'll do a lot for his confidence, Steve. Obviously won it.
Oh yeah, it's always as a youngster getting a game under your belt where you've kicked a few goals, basically played out of a forward pocket, tough position to play, but should get a bit of confidence out of this game.
So Graham just goes long to a couple of one-on-ones. Bit of body work going on too between Crode and Petrie. The umpire deciding to let it all go. Good scrap for it. And we're going to see a ball up. Mentioned earlier the Kangaroos' percentages was 108.3 going into today's game. Those above them all lower than them on percentage. The Bombers, Sydney and Fremantle, who they'll join on points, of course, depending Fremantle or Sydney, one of those win today, will go ahead.
They're now currently at 113.3, so they've jumped nearly 5%.
And that takes them up beyond Geelong as well on the ladder. Obviously they're behind by a game, even if Geelong lose tomorrow. But all important for the Kangaroos when it comes to the finals places. And there's another Hawthorn turnover. Harris Gets it deep. Motlop into the square. Boot to ball. That's all he needed to do. And so many times the Kangaroos' productive work has come from a Hawthorn mistake.
Well, you're spot on, and we've spoken about it for most of the day. Just a poor decision, really. Put himself under the pressure. Stephen Green, I think it was there, and Harris was able to swoop onto it, and Motlop ended up kicking the goal.
Well, they're taking their time in this final quarter of the Kangaroos. Their opening goal took 3 minutes. The first 3 quarters, it was under 2. Now, is that... Oh, no free kick paid there as Ian Dicker just ponders. And Alan Aylett, I'm sure Alan Aylett will understand they're close friends, so he'll be very humble and feeling almost as awkward as Ian Dicker, I suggest, sitting together watching hammering the Kangaroos are handing out to the Hawks. Matthew Ball looking for Bateman, got to him eventually. Wells ricochets to King. The outside of the boot, he kicks inside, attacking 50. Crowd again, 3 bites, not good enough. Graham, ball ineffective. Harvey, Grant, Sinclair dribbles it. Goldwood, Hay controls the bouncing ball cleverly. Brown Rocker chips it about 12 metres to Graham. Green's under pressure. Oh, just handballs hurriedly under pressure back to Graham. Now they're out of it. Brown links up with Bateman. And Chance Bateman in some space at halfback. This time for a couple of bounces. Kick towards congested wing. Oh, good strong mark. Standing his ground. That was taken by Corey Jones. And he'll send the Kangaroos back inside the centre square. Daniel Wells again. Thought about handballing. I thought, why not? I'll just go myself. He has a casual bounce and kicks it onto the chest of Rocker.
Great kick.
And Severio Rocker will line up from 55 metres for his second goal of the afternoon. Daniel Wells, his performance this afternoon has just been blinding, hasn't it? 7 marks, 29 possessions, couple of goals.
And when he just carries the ball, he looks awesome. So smooth.
So, Sav Rocker, stats don't look all that impressive, but he certainly has presented very, very well. Brought the ball to ground and given his smaller forwards every opportunity. From 55, he's a thumping kick on its way. It curls back. He squeezes it through, I think. Sensational stuff from Sav Rocker. .55-metre goal from Rocker. That's his second. And the margin now, 88 points.
Yes, and we just see Daniel Wells carrying the ball. Just an awesome kick here, just to place it out in front of Severio Rocker. But Rocker's biggest asset is his kicking, and to be able to kick a goal outside 50 that easily is a lethal weapon.
And Daniel Wells, not surprisingly, sits atop of the Telstra rankings. 29 possessions, 24 of them kicks, so he certainly has a very dangerous boot. Harris just dropped that one. Good pressure from the Hawks, but the turnover occurs again. And just by sheer weight of numbers, the Kangaroos can thrust forward. King into the space. Here he comes again. In for landing.
Same spot.
He wants to move it quickly, but not sure why. Just go through the same drill and see if he can kick another goal. So Rocker, who kicked 24 goals last year in 15 games, he has really enjoyed himself this year. And this afternoon coming in for his third. And after all that build-up, he sprays it and doesn't even score.
That wasn't a great kick, but he has been a fantastic pickup for the Kangaroos. He may have been picked up second or third round back 3 years ago.
Stephen Green holding his arms up saying, where can I go? Not much on, not much movement, as you can see. So he just kicks along towards the boundary line. Hale at the back, outmarks Everett. David Hale kicks it back into the pocket. Rocker! Oh, I thought for a moment he was in good position to mark, couldn't quite. So a boundary throw in. As we look at what's ahead of the Kangaroos over the next month. Adelaide away, Sydney away, St Kilda and the Bulldogs. So a couple of tough challenges there. Rocker again, Simpson pushed off the football. Harris, Brown scrambles the kick out wide. Kane leads in the race, pursued by King. He looks up, bangs it long, in front Jones. Had the height advantage and the strength advantage over Mitchell. Marks comfortably at half back for the Kangaroos.
He's another one, Steve, isn't he, Corey Jones? So for the Kangaroos to be an effective team at a higher level than this, that they really need the most out of.
Oh yeah, he's a player with a fair bit of ability. He had a good start to the year and just sort of tapered off a little bit, so he needs to find a bit more form.
He's versatile, isn't he? Because he can take a good mark.
He can, he's a hard matchup.
Yeah, it can be a forward or a run with players. We're seeing this afternoon on Mitchell. The Hawks this time. This is Angelo Lekas honouring leads. Out to Barlow. Committed to playing on and then just kicked wobbly one off the left boot. Watt's got superior pace to Thompson. Paddled it, controlled it well. Archer possibly could have gone back by hand to Grant, but was looking to move it forward. And Dick has seen enough for the moment anyway. And we won't say that he's leaving the ground because he could well be just going back down to the rooms or to the function, but you wouldn't blame him for what he's seen today. Williams, no free kick either way. Play on. Still they might get a chance to score. Simon Beaumont couldn't get it to come back, and so a behind on the board. Lee Colbert watching on. He'll be doing plenty of that in the next month or so with his hamstring injury, which, as we mentioned a number of times, the only downside of what has been a most promising afternoon for the Kangaroos' future.
Wells again, penetrating kick towards his mate Motlop, well done by Brown. Harris first there, pulled off the ball by Beaumont, no free kick. Now Beaumont's got it, will he be penalised? No, this time the umpire decides to call for it instead. Umpire Schmidt. Perfect bounce. Alan Holland. Barlow couldn't get his arms clear, and we'll get another bounce. Long afternoon in the Hawthorn coaching box. Big pack of players around the ball. Hale and Holland go at it again. Well, they share that. Grant, Simpson sets Wells away. Kick towards half forward, out in front of Harvey. Just slid off the side of his boot. 2 on 2. Who will win? Petrie, as he pushed in the back. Crow had his arm pinned, so had to just invent a kick. Lekas. Knock to Green.
Free kick to Petrie.
Come back to Petrie. Halfway through the final quarter. Just kicks across the ground to Archer. Archer looking for a rocker, had too much on it, and Hay almost a clever mark. Motlop's been fantastic. From 30 metres he lines up and kicks his third. Daniel Motlop, we've talked about Daniel Wells, Steve, but Motlop has taken 8 marks, 18 possessions and 3 goals too. Has been a star as well.
Yeah, he's been a very, very good play today. He's always looked dangerous and his skills are exceptional. And just to shrug that tackle, be able to turn on his right foot. He's a player that needs to stand up for him later on in the season as well.
Not sure what Peter Schwab will be pondering at the moment. About the most interest left in the game now is probably the final margin and whether it can get out beyond 100. It's 93 as it stands, as Nathan Thompson takes an excellent grab, much to the disappointment of Shannon Watt, who's done a fabulous job all day. Thompson taking his 4th mark of the afternoon and lining up for his 1st.
Yes, well, the advantage of getting the ball quickly out of the middle. Thompson taking that grab. Hasn't had a great day, Nathan Thompson.
11-6 as far as marks inside 50 are concerned, in favour of the Kangaroos, as Thompson's shot tests the goal umpire, but it's just snuck in. Goal number 6 for the Hawks. And again, as you mentioned, Sauce, we haven't seen that too often where they've actually got the ball quickly out of the middle and into attack.
Well, yeah, they've had plenty of possessions, haven't they? But they've basically been sideways, but their directness hasn't been great. But when they've gone long on that like that occasion there, got it in nice and quickly, well, they've certainly got the tall timber up forward to at least take a grab or create a contest.
So Everett will do battle this time with David Hale. Perfect bounce. Everett gets it down. Kangaroos, though, a chance to take it away. Harris has been hard at it all day. Got it from Grant. Simpson now has it. Play on's the call. Crode, one of Hawthorn's best, Trent Crode. In his 100th game for the Hawks. Kicks towards half-foot Archer. Didn't take the mark, but always had the ball under control as he chips it out wide to Jones, spears it along the wing onto the chest of Harvey. Shane Harvey, kick towards the pocket. Motlop again, strong hands.
It was a great kick by Jones, wasn't it? To hit
Motlop
Harvey.
drills it low and hard across. I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do there, whether he was going for goal or David King, who was
He was on a long lead, wasn't he, David King? But not sure.
Anyway, behind to Motlop. His total today, 3 goals, 3.
20,000 the attendance, which is a little better than it looked like at one stage. These two sides have averaged attendances of around the 35,000 mark over the last 10 or 12 years. So I guess where the Hawks are on the ladder and in their current state, you can't be too surprised that the attendance is that low. Nick Holland wanted a free, doesn't get it.
Boys, question without notice from down here. What's the upside in Peter Schwab staying on for the rest of the season?
0.
Only that it gives him the chance to coach out the year. That's about the only positive, really.
I mean, he must be hating watching this. He's not the
Absolutely.
sort of-
Well, I think it's a negative for him, and I think it's a negative for the club.
we know the sort of bloke who wasn't the sort of player he was. He doesn't want to sit around watching these sorts of performances.
No, I think that's a fair comment. As Brown's wild kick goes into 50, this is his opposite namesake. Brown out wide going for Nick Holland.
Wouldn't at least another voice, you know, be a freshener to the players or something? Wouldn't it just freshen it up a bit, Sauce?
Oh, you could say that, but obviously, unless you're at the club and you know the actual circumstances that are involved, yeah, there's two trains of thought. Exactly what Michael Christian has just said, that he believes that he basically shouldn't be around coaching. But the other one is too is that if he's prepared to sit there and at least play the young fellas and try and coach in a way that he can set the club up for next year, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, you wonder if they'll cop too many of these, but I guess the decision's been made as Williams strolls in and kicks a goal. And no celebration. Ian Dicker's made his way down to his customary position when the players come off. He's had a lot of time on the ground this afternoon. Gun in the holster that time.
Umpire McBurney restarts play. Everett decisively. Now a chance for Jones. He had more time than he thought. He just threw it on the boot. Motlop and Brown. Oh, Motlop has been absolutely sensational. Kicks it short. Michael Stevens, no one stands the mark. He runs 3 metres and kicks another one. Michael Stevens getting into the action, and he kicks his first goal of the afternoon. And Steve, that was just too easy.
Well, it's been the story of the day, really. The Hawks have had to really work for their goals, but it's been the usage by the Kangaroos. They've been able to hit their targets, and their goals have come with ease.
Peter Schwab on the phone again. The Hawks 7-7. As the Hawk fans managed to find something to laugh about with Ian Dicker. 88 points is the margin. Everett trying to get it out. He does successfully. Beaumont. Mitchell. Don't question the effort of Sam Mitchell. Here go the Roos again. Streaming out of defence. Just like old times for David King as he finds Shannon Grant, who strolls in for another one. And the Kangaroos are just racking him up at the MCG. Thumbs up for David King and the Kangaroos. Shannon Grant's afternoon, 18 possessions and 2 goals.
And once again, it was the ease they've been able to run off their half-back line. And their kicking for goal today has been pretty good. Shannon Grant, always a very good kick. Didn't let his team down there.
Shannon Grant, his second of the afternoon. And the Kangaroos heading for a 100-point victory. Their last, of course, back in round 22 of last year when they thumped the Blues by 124 points. You remember that, Andy?
All too well, unfortunately, Michael. Thanks for bringing that up.
Frito floats it towards centre-half forward. Petrie, was he dragged down illegally? No. Crow bursts from the congestion. Long kick towards half forward. Archer almost. The clever mark. He's brought down. Will he be penalised? No, says umpire Schmidt.
He's had a great day, Glenn Archer, hasn't he? But in fact, here's a stat for you, boys. The Kangaroos will go 10 weeks in a row now without conceding 100 points. And it's the first time they've done that in 28 years.
Gee, you have been studying, Hutto.
It's kept me busy for much of the day.
Grant softened it straight into his teammate Frito. Now Loney, well tackled, but stood up in the tackle and got it off to Barlow. Well played, under pressure, they get it to Mitchell. Chips it, Lekas. Lekas plays on and falls over. Snaps to the top of the square, Thompson in front marks. Well done by Angelo Lekas. He took the initiative, decided to play on, unfortunately slipped, but had enough composure to get to his feet, keep his head and deliver.
I'll give you a stat, Hutto. Simon Beaumont's lost 51 of his last 58 games. That can't be pleasant.
You can read the paper too, Andrew.
I did read that string. Yes.
I think it's 51 from 60, but anyway, we can talk about that later as Thompson comes in from point-blank range and pops one through for the Hawks. And they're avoiding the humiliation of a 100-point deficit. Now the margin back to 88 points.
Well, yes, we just see here on screen, Lekas stumbled, but did have the composure, as you said, Michael, to at least kick it to the front of the goal square, where Nathan Thompson was able to work in front of his direct opponent.
Some of the faithful remain vocal. Others probably just starting to move towards the general direction of the car park at this stage. As Harris mining the ball out for the Kangaroos. Wells again goes into action. Hale goes to ground. Rees quickly wrapped up. You can see the aggression from the Kangaroos on display again. Hawks handling it well this time. Everett sets up the lead from Hodge, who crashed the pack. Bit of a fumble there from Brown. Interesting handball. The umpire didn't like it either. It's a throw. Again, the Hawks able to move it quickly through the middle. Sam Mitchell, can he hit a target? He probably can. No, Porter. Getting back and getting a big fist there. Simpson's got nowhere to go here. He just blasts away. It really wasn't a great option. If he gets it to the boundary line, he's done wonderfully well. Hawks again. Over possessing. Williams got a chance here. Again, Porter gets the fist in. Sets up Thompson again. This time he might be able to mark. No, he can't. But he battles on. Got the releasing handball down to Williams. Goes for his second goal. But he misses the lot.
Troy Makepeace decides to switch play. It's the aid of a Shepherd from Sinclair and kicks to Wells, who's one-on-one here. What can he muster up here against Tim Clark? Thought he had it. Yeah, he's got to beat a couple. Tim Clark at the base of the pack. Umpire again not paying holding the ball, as we've seen so many times today. Lee Brown sporting a bandage as a result of a head clash with Mark Graham in the opening minutes of the match. Porter, beaten by Everett, needs to get rid of it. Did, just in time. Green chips it across the ground. Now a chance for Nick Holland, who's tried very hard for the Hawks today from 60 metres. Thumping kick to the pocket. Thompson's got good position, but Watt did very well.
Did well, didn't he, just to hold onto his body, maintain that contact.
So a boundary throw in. Hawthorn deep into attack. Porter gets it down. Reese on top of the ball. Gets it out just.
Oh.
That's an interesting kick from Jones.
Scores.
Scores are behind for the Hawks.
See a few dejected Hawthorn players out there. They've only won one of their past 16 matches, the Hawks, and the last time that occurred was back in 1950-51. You were probably the only one here, Chris O, that would have seen that.
Gee, we've all been delving into the stats book this afternoon.
I think mine was the best, clearly.
Had it been right, it would have been good.
Thank you, thanks for that.
Had it been original, it might have been good.
Oh, yeah, where are you getting yours from, Juniors?
Not sure what Shannon Green had in mind there, but whatever it was, it didn't work.
13 marks to Nick Holland.
This game having a rather inglorious end. But it might produce another goal for the Hawks yet as Barlow lines up. (22-11, 143 the Kangaroos. Hawthorn 8-8-56. Barlow relatively quiet today. He's had 16 possessions, to be fair, and he'll kick his first goal here. No, he won't. He misses. Let's see if the Roos can make a better fist of the kick in this time.
Makepeace at fullback. Sinclair combining with Makepeace. Harvey waited the handball very well to Sinclair. Good running from Troy Makepeace. Game number 100. He's up to the centre line. Kick towards Simpson. What's he doing at full forward? Couldn't take the mark. Smith. Reese, now Loney at half back, chips it onto the wing. Mark taken by Green. Underground kick, got to Hodge. Don't know whether it was intended for Hodge. He kicks onto the lead of Leckis, and Leckis is marked 40 metres from goal directly in front. Well, I think it'll be one of their best passages of football for the day, Hawthorn. Good kick coming in from Hodge. As Angelo Leckis lines up for goal number 2 from 40 metres. And he squeezes it through. So Hawthorn have goal number 9. As we near down to full time in this match that, well, certainly at some stages promised something from a Hawthorn perspective, but really it's been the Kangaroos that have just dominated proceedings.
Well, they have, and we see Angelo Leckis on screen, just the 14 possessions for the day. That was his second goal, but they've certainly found goals hard to come by, just their lack of fluency really through the midfield. That was one of the few times they were able to get the ball in nice and quickly.
Yes, indeed. So back in the centre, Harris has been very good. Looking out wide to Wells. Little handball is good to Michael Stevens. Chips it. Loose player at half forward. It's Shannon Grant. Right on the edge of his kicking range here. He kicks the ball away. Perhaps would have decided to have a shot, but it matters little. 22 goals, 11, 143. Hawthorn 9,963. A margin 80 points, and Ian Dicker, as he does at all Hawthorn games, there at the top of the gate to welcome his side back. He'll be disappointed, no question about that, but he affords a wry smile. And you can't accuse him of not being loyal as we look at the Kangaroo fans celebrating what's been a big win, and we'll put them up into the 8th in 7th position. David King did some great things through the day. Let's go down to Andy Marr.
Thanks very much, Michael. Daniel, sensational team performance. Your own was outstanding as well.
It wasn't too bad. I thought probably the main focus was on winning the game today, and that's what we did, so it was a good win.
It's really important to bounce back from last week. It was obviously such a disappointing loss for you.
I was very disappointed last week. You know, we had a chance to probably get in the 8, and we had to probably do it even harder, so this is a good win, good percentage boost as well.
Make sure you stay there this time.
Oh, definitely. It's still a long way to go, but I think our team has come along well, and who knows what's going to happen.
And you and Daniel Motlop are great mates. When he's on fire and you're on fire, do you two try and actually outdo one another? You seem to enjoy playing footy together.
Nah, not at all. We always try to help each other out on the ground. Someone's not playing well, we speak to each other and things like that. But we played a good game today, Junior, so it's real good.
Brilliant performance today. Well done.
Thank you.
Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Andy. Yes, he was one of the stars, Daniel Wells, no doubt about that. 33 possessions, 8 marks and 2 goals, and he led the Kangaroos to a comprehensive victory at the MCG. The Roos by 80 points. Back shortly to wrap up.
So join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus, North Melbourne's on the wall. Good old North Melbourne, they're champions, you'll agree. North Melbourne is the team that plays to win for